All right. Looks like we're live. Hey, friends. I'm excited today. Andy, as you know, Andy Kennedy, I'm live on my page. So, you know who I am. But I have my dear friend, Haydee Shymanski here today with us. And Haydee and I are accountability buddies. We met through Fraser Brooks's inner circle, and we're both in our amazing Juice Plus community together. And we want to just take some time today to talk about the power of health and plants, and especially during this time of year, staying healthy this time of year is, it's always a little bit more, takes a little bit more of an effort. I don't want to say it's hard or it's challenging or anything like that, because it's not. Maintaining your health is easy. It just takes good habits. And I'm excited to hear, I know I'm going to learn a few things that I don't know about you already, Miss Haydee. So, we're going to just have a conversation. It'll be about 10 minutes. Hopefully you guys are watching and we'll get some value out of this. So, Haydee, when did you realize the importance of plant power? Like plants heal. When did that make sense to you?
Well, I'm going to go back a few years. So about 30 years ago, a little bit over 30 years ago, I started my health journey. I started exercising and running long distances, which was my passion, and juicing and eating organically. And at that time, eating organically and stuff was not very, there wasn't easy access to it. So I had to buy everything like in a health food store. My juicer was super big, super expensive, and of course the organic produce was much more expensive back then because it was a new concept. So that's when I started learning and really realizing the power of plants.
Was there a catalyst back then for you? Was there something like a health issue or someone that you learned from, or some kind of catalyst?
Well, I didn't have any health issues. Well, allergies and stuff, but it actually was the person that was close to me at that time was really into health. And I was just, starting to learn, and I was learning off from him, and it just rubbed off on me. And that's when I said, I need to do this. So I needed to get healthier, and I knew that.
Awesome. Okay. So then fast forward, what helped you say yes to your sponsor in the Juice Plus community? Like, who are they, or what, how did you connect with this person?
Well, first I want to share a little bit about my family. I am married, and I have we have two college age boys, and I actually overheard a conversation. That's how I learned about Juice Plus. And it was 9 years ago. Actually, it's been an amazing 9 years. And it's just been an incredible journey. I knew that, as you heard, that 30 years ago my personal health journey started, but I just still knew that we weren't eating enough fruits and vegetables, especially my boys who were 10 and 11 at that time, and my husband, who's like I consider like my third child. We weren't eating enough fruits and vegetables. So it just totally made sense to me right away, and I actually ordered right on the spot for us.
What did you hear? What were the words that you heard?
Well, just how an easy way to get more fruits and vegetables into my family, and that my children can get it for free.
Where were you?
At that time, I was actually
coffee shop or something?
No, I was actually at karate.
Karate. Okay.
Yes. So my son is a 3rd degree black belt, and it was the boys were 10 and 11, so it was at his karate school.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, there are no randomizations, right? Like everything has a reason, and there's always these people who know me know what I teach about and the things that I love to talk about synchronicity wise. And I just love that, the universe, God, whoever your creator is, whatever you name that, like puts these things, angels too, like I believe in guardian angels, put these people in front of us for a reason, right? And it's up to us to just keep our ears open, instead of talking all the time. So tease that out a little bit more. Did you just, tap that person on the back and say, you have to tell me more?
Yes. Basically, I went up to her, and I asked her a few more questions, and I was like, okay, I need this for my family. And that's when I ordered. Chronic disease does run in my family as well as in my husband. I just knew that we need to do something better to help protect ourselves from that. So so again, I ordered right on the spot, especially my oldest was a very picky eater at that time. So I was just, as a mom, I was just stressed making, I wanted to make sure that my kids were getting the nutrition that they needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so, was that person talking about the Family Healthy Starts program or, yeah. Okay. And
Yes.
so
That's when I
that's,
first learned about it. Yes.
yeah. So you heard, okay, my kids could get it for free, right? Like most people, you say, free or at no cost or a low cost or half price
Right.
or right, like 2 for 1. And everybody's like, we have, what's that called? Spaving, right? Like I'll spend to save any day of the week.
Right.
Right.
But honestly, Andy, I would have, even if my children didn't get it for free, I was getting
Yeah.
Juice Plus, and I was getting it anyway because I just knew that we needed it. So it
Yeah.
didn't matter. It was just a bonus that was, that my children
Cool.
did get it for free.
Cool. Cool. I'm going to insert another question here that's not on the
Sure.
list.
Sure.
So just because, we were going to actually sort of save our business stories for next week, right? We were going to, or 2 weeks from
Yes.
now. So, but I just want to add that in, like, were you somebody that decided to just be a customer right away, or did you sign up for the business and the customer together?
No, I actually was a customer first, but then I found myself naturally sharing because I personally had great results at first. I just noticed changes in my body right away. So I just found myself organically sharing with the people that I care about. And then so 2 months later, I asked her about the business. Wow. Yeah. So 2 months later, I asked her about the business and I said, why not? I need to do this. I mean, it wasn't necessarily about the income for me. Mm-hmm. It's just, but if I'm going to be sharing this, why not make an income?
Yeah.
So, right. Yeah, but I just found myself sharing this because, it was a gift for my family. So I wanted to pay it forward.
Right. And I think naturally humans are connective. We like to connect the dots. I would say women, but I know a lot of men that do that too. It's not just women are natural sharers, right? Men find a good deal. Like my husband jokes about when my father-in-law lived in town, the same town that we did in Colorado, he would call up and say, Craig, there's a deal on London brisket, at City Market. It's like half price. You got to go down and get, London broil or brisket or whatever, And so I think it's just natural that we find a good deal or we learn about something new or, all of a sudden the light bulb goes on about something and you have to share it. And that's how the 100th monkey phenomenon happens, right? Like it starts to spread organically. And that's where it comes to the point of, hopefully we'll have that breaking point where everybody realizes how much better they feel when they're flooding their body with phytonutrients and their mental health improves, which we know on a global basis, we could use. Their physical and emotional, our physics and our emotions are very tied together, so our physical being and our mental being and our emotional being and our spiritual being all rise in vibration around adding more plant power. So the last question that we have for today is, what do you love most about our plant power community?
I really need more than like just a few minutes. Honestly, this really has been more than I could have ever imagined. I'm so deeply in love with our community. I am super and for me, it feels like introducing somebody to a warm hug. I'm super passionate about the products, of course. I'm super passionate about the business, but I really think that I'm more passionate about the community. It really has been, the support, just, it's just really been amazing. And I found a community where people have huge hearts, and I've never really in my life been prouder of what I get to do and who I get to do it with. And I love that I get to pick and choose who I do it with. And I get to meet awesome people like you in our community. And it really has changed my life. I never imagined that something so special was out there. And I'm so happy that I learned about it, honestly.
Yay. Thank you for that. Oh, I love that. What was your background? Like, what did you come from?
Well, I've been a stay-at-home mom for 21 years. And but with Juice Plus, honestly, with this community, what I found with this opportunity, was an opportunity to maintain that lifestyle, because I really do enjoy being a stay-at-home mom. I've always, I've always wanted to be here. And my husband has been an amazing provider, and am super grateful that I've never had to miss a moment of my children's lives. That was always super important to both of us. But this business really has helped me find that part of myself that is not just Brandon and Nicholas's mom or Scott's wife, that, but that are just me, something that I could be proud of. I have, something that gives me greater purpose, and I can be really super proud of. As moms, we tend to just think that we just need to be moms, or we just need to be wives. And it's actually okay to have something on our own that's successful and we can be proud of. There's, and it actually makes us better parents and a better wife. And this opportunity really, and this community has changed my life for the better, for sure.
Oh, I love that, sweetheart. Like, for sure, we all need our own identity. Yes. And I'm really finding that the women that we're attracting into our team right now are in that sense of, like, either they're moms or, they've lost a little bit of themselves. And what I love is helping people find their independence, their financial independence, so they can make some of their own financial decisions with their own money, right? Instead of having to rely on that shared income, so yeah, beautiful. Well, thank you. Thanks for anybody that was watching today, for stopping in and taking a look at this beautiful conversation that I got to have with Haydee today. If you know Haydee, we're actually about to go live on Haydee's page with my interview, so pop on over there. And if not, like, definitely take a look at Haydee's stuff. Her reels and her Facebook are awesome. She's hilarious. She's always dancing. I love that about you, Haydee, that you're always making it fun and funny and a little sarcastic. And I love your East Coast vibe. For sure. We connected there for sure. So thanks for watching today, everybody. Tune in a couple of weeks from now on the 15th of December at the same time. Haydee and I are going to start going live together around 11:15, 11:30 East Coast time on Thursdays. Might be every other, might be every, we don't know yet, but we're going to continue this conversation and maybe bring in some guests too. So thank you for watching. Thanks, Haydee, for your time and sharing your story with everybody. I hope it landed somewhere that it needed to today. Be well, stay healthy. Happy holidays.